Okay, a little bit of a rant video here, I guess, for you today. Um, at this point in the marketplace, where the market is headed, and it is headed towards, I think by the time the numbers come out next week, we're going to see that we've switched into the beginning of a buyer's market. There is absolutely no need to panic and get involved in anything to do with FOMO. Kind of. I'm going to explain that in today's video. So if you like this type of video, if you want to stay up to date, particularly on Surrey and the Fraser Valley marketplace, please subscribe to the channel. Please click the like button to help me get this information out to more people. And of course, if you have questions about the market, if you're looking for help in my market of Surrey or the Fraser Valley, go ahead and book a call with me using the link in the description below, and I'll try and keep this one short today. But we have had about 20% inventory come on in about 2.5 weeks. That is a crazy amount of inventory, but I'm specifically talking about the Fraser Valley. The Fraser Valley is North Delta, Surrey, White Rock, Langley, Abbotsford, Mission. That's the area. I was just crunching numbers for a future video here. I think I'm going to wait until the new numbers come out to do it because Vancouver's actually doing quite well. So when you consider Vancouver, Burnaby, Richmond, it's actually doing pretty good. The market that's kind of suffering, seeing a lot coming to the market right now, is particularly Surrey, Langley, Cloverdale, White Rock. There's lots and lots and lots of properties available. North Delta is included in that as well. So here's why I wanted to do this. What I'm seeing out there is there are marketing strategies being used to try and create FOMO, to try and create what I consider to be almost a fake multiple offer. When the market is going up, we use something called direction of offers. It's to make sure all the buyers can come through the property, see the property. We get the most amount of money for the property that we possibly can for our sellers. It's a good marketing strategy. There are folks out there using the marketing strategy of underpricing homes dramatically to try and drive multiple offers, get the property sold. It does work. But then there's also folks that are listing properties, putting that same direction of offers on the property, meaning, hey, we're not looking at offers until such and such a date. And they're creating what I think is a false FOMO right now. They're creating just a situation that doesn't really need to be there. I guess the reason I'm making this video is if you're a buyer in today's market, and this is primarily detached homes in North Delta, Langley, Surrey, White Rock, I guess. In those marketplaces, there's plenty to pick from. Townhouses are tighter. Condos are tighter unless you go down to the micro units that nobody really wants, the junior one bedrooms that nobody really wants. There's tons of those. But if you want a 1-bedroom unit, a 2-bedroom unit, they can be pretty tight. Townhouses, affordable units, let's call it, where families might live, they can still be pretty tight. But in the detached segment, there is no need, in my estimation, overall to go into a multiple offer scenario. There's plenty out there to pick from right now. Now, if you find the perfect place, if the place shows like a 10 out of 10, I'm not talking like, okay, this is a 7 or an 8 and I can make it work. I'm talking if the place is a 10 out of 10, sure. Those properties always get multiple offers. But there should be no real need to go unconditional. And there's more properties coming to the market at an alarming rate right now. We're something like 60 to 70 active listings getting added to the market every single day. If that continues, we're going to be in a buyer's market in no time. So that being said, there was just a property recently with something like 20 offers on it. I had somebody reach out to me. They said, hey, I'd like to try and see if, the market's slowing down. I'd like to try and get this price down. I want to say it was 1.3. And they said, hey, can I get it for 1.2, maybe 1.15? And I was like, it's not really realistic. 1.3 even looks a little cheeky. Property sold for 1.420. So it was probably always worth about 1.4. Maybe they sold for a little bit more, but I don't know. Sure, if you need that property and that's the one, and it's underpriced and that's the strategy they're using, but you have to get that house, great. Maybe you want to get involved in that. But right now, what I'm seeing out there in the detached market, specifically, again, in Surrey, Langley, particularly North Delta, White Rock, is there's plenty to pick from. Take your time. Don't take too long. Like, if it's a good listing, it's still a good listing, right? But take your time, get to know your market, And don't get hung up on going into multiple offers right now. I just don't think you need that. And I get accused of being the pumper. I get accused of being the guy that says, hey, real estate's the best investment. You got to buy as soon as you can. And I still believe all that. I think you should get into the market as soon as you possibly can. You should own property for 5 or more years before you sell it. There's all these things that are the rules of real estate that I consider. But right now, I also have to call it as I see it. There is not a need to panic buy. And I hope that message gets out there to people. I think you should take this opportunity. This is actually one of the better markets to buy in. You can pick from the house. You can negotiate. When you do find the perfect house, you can negotiate the price down likely. And I think it's only going to head a little bit more in that direction as we get here to summer. But just don't fall into the trap, and be very careful when you're evaluating a property with your agent. Know that, hey, the one that looks too good to be true probably is, and that agent has probably, or seller and agent combined, I guess you would say, has taken the strategy of we're going to market this in a particular way of where we are expecting over the asking price, because that is still happening. I think it's unfortunate. I think a lot of those agents and those sellers are about to get burned because they're expecting, again, let's use the example of 1.4, but they price at 1.3. There's a good chance that if this market keeps going in this manner for another 3, 4, 5, 6 weeks, and we get 70 to 100 new listings every single day coming on, those folks aren't going to get over their asking price anymore. Even if they're asking 1.3, then they're going to raise the price to 1.4, 1.45, and they're not going to get those prices either. So it's a turning point in the market. Buyers, things are shifting to your favor. So don't be silly. Make sure you take advantage of them. Don't just sit on your hands and say, I'm going to wait for things to get better, because eventually this will turn around back the other way. And then you're going to be kicking yourself for not acting. So you should be enjoying the time you have. And if you're looking for a detached house in Surrey, now is probably a pretty good time if you're the negotiating type. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to subscribe, click the like button, and we'll see you in a couple of days.